Hi, I'm Chuck, and welcome to my Street Muscle Diaries. And today's topic is going to be on muscle car performance, as if you had to guess on that one, and some other varied related things I'll talk about. This is just my viewpoint, and basically trying to drive and talk at the same time here. So my viewpoint on different things isn't necessarily your viewpoint on different things. I understand that everybody's different out there, but on my channel, the only two things I really talk about are hard rock music. I'm an original hard rock songwriting artist, and muscle cars. That's it. That's why I got off Facebook. Facebook was ridiculous with scammers, private messaging me crazy day and night, people asking for money with fake profiles, women asking me for money, and you know, at first it was like a fan thing, like, okay, I appreciate you messaging me, but no, I'm not going to give a complete stranger who I only know online money. Are you out of your mind? So I don't get that here on YouTube, thank God, or I wouldn't be on this platform either. And I get less of the hecklers and keyboard cowboys. They're out there on YouTube, I realize. But I don't get it as much as I did on Facebook for some reason. Of course, I was on Facebook for 11 years and active on there. So I'm in my Scat Pack. I'm just downtown, upstate Vermont, and running some errands. And so, get on topic here. I don't want to get too much into my social media ranting. I use it, you know, I bitch about it, but I use it anyways, just like everybody else. But I'm done Facebook. Deleted my profile. It'll be gone at the end of this month permanently. So there's 11 years of my music work gone, but I did transfer some of it over to my channel here, so it's not a complete loss. I saved the nuggets for, you know, the good stuff for the transfer, and I'm also creating new content. Now, I don't go completely insane in my Scat Pack and film it. I know that that's going to create more views, likes, shares, comments, generate more subscribers, but you know, honestly, I don't want to say I don't care about that, but I don't care about that. Of course I want subscribers, and that's why I'm sharing my music and sharing my muscle car adventures. But if I have to, you know, put myself in jail just to get 50 more subscribers, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And I can go way over zero to jail in this thing in very fast, short amount of time. So, and I don't want to say, okay, I'm just gonna make docile, boring videos, because I'm trying not to do that. I kind of mix it up with a little polls here and there, a little excitement on the back roads where it's safe, and that's another thing, safety. You know, if the speed limit is 25 and you're in a neighborhood with a school and there's kids everywhere, do you really want to be going 90 miles an hour down that road with people out there walking their dogs and everything? And you got to be careful of the farm roads too, because there's tractors and farm related equipment going in and out of fields, so be careful of that too, and the blind spots. So if you're going to do some pulls, that's a safer place to do it, but I'll still be careful what's coming in and out of those big fields, because there's farmers working out there, you know. So you don't want a tractor pulling out, you come around a corner going 100 and you're right there, you know, and you're gonna smoke him. You know, that's not good. You know, you got to use your common sense and safety, and you know, that's exactly it. Just use common sense, use safety. I see these videos out there of you know, people going crazy, you know, in Hellcats and Scat Packs and all different, you know, Camaros, all different types of performance vehicles. And I don't know if they think putting that on YouTube makes them look cool, or it's just to generate views. with more exciting content and more subscribers. I don't know to what extent some of these people will go, but it's obvious that they go way over the line. I mean, running from the cops and you put that on YouTube, I mean, what kind of mentality of a person does that? You know, obviously there was some kind of issue with the way their parents raised them, you know. Now at the same time, you know, I'm not trying to be boring. It's just that I don't want to get thrown in jail. My insurance rates are good, my license is clean. I like to keep it that way. I get challenged all the time out here on the roads, you know, whether it's in town or on the highway. You know, I've roll raced a few people, I've broken a few hearts, but at the same time, you know, I don't drive around everywhere looking to snipe, you know. Personally, I don't really care who can beat me or who can. But there is a competitive edge with people, you know. Everybody has a little bit of competitiveness in them, and you know, will my car beat the other guy's car, you know? Or sometimes it's modding or something like that. Let me pull over here where I don't have to concentrate so much on driving. And there. So yeah, so that's basically it. I'm trying to do this in a short amount of time, so I'm not like rambling, but I appreciate all of you for visiting my channel. All those who subscribe, that's great too. I am not really trying to make money on YouTube or make a living doing this or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put wagon wheels on my Scat Pack. I'm not going to, you know, go out and run from the cops and film it. You know, I'm not doing any of that kind of stupid, idiotic stuff. I just think it's totally ridiculous. And, you know, you can get in trouble doing that stuff. I mean, it's not that the police have the time to investigate every single video that's posted out there. 50 million videos online on all different platforms. I understand this, but you know, just use your common sense with that stuff. You know, muscle cars are dangerous. Any performance car is made to go fast. Whatever's faster or slower is irrelevant. They're all made to go fast. And you got to just be careful. And, you know, like I said before, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but use your judgment. Pick your safe spots to go and, you know, and do your pulls. If you've got to roll race somebody, make sure it's on a back road somewhere without a lot of people around or traffic. That might be a good idea. Maybe an old industrial park that, you know, where half the places are closed down or something, or warehouse district. You know, it's not really safe to do it anywhere. But if you're gonna do it, you know, don't do it in heavy traffic. That's not good. I mean, everybody does a little red light to red light kind of, you know. Maybe you do a little pull and see if you can pull past a guy. Something like that. That's it's kind of harmless, but just be careful. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not trying to create boring content with my Scat Pack, but I'm not going to go crazy. I do some pulls. I do some different cam views like windshield, or I'll put my octopus in the back of the car, which is just a cam mount thing with legs that are, you know, flexible, and they hold wherever position you put them in. Whatever position you put them in, they hold. And well, I'm just saying, you know, I'll do different. I don't use GoPro or any of that technology. I use 1080p with a cam. So anyways, I'm getting off topic again. So as far as what I look for in a performance car and muscle cars in general, that's kind of just a general talk. Mopars have always been my favorite. I have owned, let's see, I started with a Dodge Shadow ES. I had a Dodge K car, believe it or not. And then I had a Mustang GT. And then I had later on, years later, I had the Dodge Challenger RT Plus Shaker with a 6-speed Tremec, which there's some of that on this channel. If you look back through my early videos, there's some footage of me driving that car. That was a nice car and a sexy car. It sounded good, it looked great, but I wanted more performance, and I didn't have as much Challenger knowledge back when I bought that years ago. as I do now. I wish I did. I would have just started with this 392. You know what I'm saying? I would have, and maybe I could have got a Hellcat before the price gouging started. But um, whatever. I don't feel like I compromised with getting this 2021 392 Challenger with a 8-speed ZF Torque Flight. I think that the best thing I could have ever done was get this transmission. The Tremec is fun. It's great old school feel, but it's just, you can't beat the automatics these days. This isn't 1970 where it actually used to be the other way around in my father's era in the 60s, where actually 3 and 4 speed, transmissions, manual transmissions were faster. And the street vibe was different back then, where now you've got super fast cars being made in all different makes and models, all different kinds. I mean, I could go through the list, but I'd be here for an hour. And I realize my place on the muscle car totem pole, I'm probably halfway up. But I look at people like, and I will mention some names here, YouTube channels, Scavenger 1320, Chris. Yeah, that guy's my hero, man. He is the best representation of the 392 club I've seen out there, aside from B. Mason when he used to have a 392. Brian Mason, for knowledge and information, he's the guy. I'm a channel regular. Base Lightning 666 is my handle, screen name, whatever you want to call it. I try to catch him as much as I can, but his time zone's different than mine, so sometimes it's too late at night. You got to get up the next day, so sometimes I miss it. But I try to get on there, and I usually try to ask intelligent, pertinent questions. Sometimes I'll just joke around and fool around, but most of the time I'm asking them specific questions about at the time when I started this channel with my RT Shaker, and now with my RT Scat Pack, I ask them the same kinds of questions. Just in a different platform, or a different size engine, But yeah, I really like everything that's involved with Scavenger 1320. Brian Mason, Racer X is cool too. He does some really good content. Kind of wish he didn't leave Mopar, but he's still cool. He's knowledgeable. But B. Mason, number one. He's the number one guy that I've seen on YouTube who has knowledge, actually answers your questions. You don't have to do a super chat. I love Joey Rates Rides. He's a great car reviewer, but when they get on their live show, they don't answer your question unless you do a super chat, and that's kind of, I realize there's way more people. There's like 400 or 500 people in there sometimes, but I can't really talk to them directly without doing a super chat, which is kind of, I don't know. I've done super chats on a few channels that I respect. Modern Red Hemi's good too. But since I've gotten away from the 5.7 shaker and I didn't go with the modding route, there isn't really a lot I have in common with Modern Red Hemi anymore, because I don't drive an RT Shaker anymore, so I don't watch his channel as much. I watch Scavenger 1320 a lot because he's driving basically the same car that I own. Except for it's not a 1320, it's a regular Scat Pack, same color, narrow body. I don't like wide body. I know they're popular, but I could have got a wide body, but I don't know, something about the narrow body I just love. With the Dynamics package and the 275s that I have on this, it's better than the 245s. It dead hooks good. I don't have any issues. I mean, of course I can step it out and light them up, I'm not doing that anymore. I've mentioned this on another video too. I'm not doing any more burnouts. I know it's exciting for video, but at $1,400-$1,500 for tires, I'm just not doing it anymore. You want to buy my tires, I'll light them up all day long. You know what I'm saying? Unnecessary, unless you're at the drag strip with drag radials. Totally unnecessary. So I do know that. But I think, as far as performance review, I've done some of that, touched on that in some of my videos. And I've done performance review on my new BFGs, 275 G-Force Comp 2s, which are excellent tires. Best I've ever owned, period. I ran Coopers for years, but I had a lot of tire pressure issues with those Cooper tires. And I know some people swear by them, and I did too for years. I gave them a chance. I had it on my Silverado. I had it on my Super Duty trucks. And I had tire pressure issue after issue with those after about a year for some reason. I don't know why. And it was two different trucks. I had tire pressure issues all the time. Sensors going off, tires going soft on their own. I don't know if it was just my driving that did it or if there's some kind of issue with the tires design. I don't know. Well, I don't use Coopers anymore. So BF Goodrich only for me. I did use Uniroyal. I ran those on the shaker, but those weren't bad. But yeah, the BFGs are the best, man. Made in USA. In my opinion, for street radials, they hook up excellent, and they're high speed rated, extra load bearing rated on the sidewalls, and yeah, excellent tires. So I run in sport mode most of the time. Everything in sport, that would be traction, steering, and transmission on full sport. I do use track mode to play around in sometimes when I'm in like tight areas and I want to try a little different performance, stiffer suspension and stiff everything with the exhaust stays wide open on track mode and sport mode. According to the owner's manual, I'm pretty sure both of those modes, the active exhaust does not close. Only on custom mode, the way you have it set, depending, and auto mode. As far as I know, that's what research I've done on my car. Somebody may know differently out there, but that's what I read on it. I'm not a technician, as I've also said that before. Just a muscle car enthusiast. I love all muscle cars. I'm just doing this piece today just to kind of talk to everyone out there. Instead of just driving around or playing my music, I'm actually talking to people, giving my impressions. And I absolutely love the Challenger Scat Pack. I mean, I don't care what can beat it, EVs or whatever. I don't care. This has been the most amazing driving experience, and I've driven a lot of cars, owned a lot, and driven a lot of performance cars and regular cars and trucks. And yeah, this is the most amazing driving experience I've ever had. Of course, I love muscle cars. I love big, heavy, loud, nasty muscle cars. You know, I love that. Some people don't like that. Some people like the nimble corner carver, sports cars, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's all on what you want to spend your money on. I don't think one platform is better than the other. It just depends on the environment, the application, what are you doing with it. But for drag strip, these rule the drag strip. Hands down, man. I run pure stock. I use a K&N drop-in and the stock airbox. And that's it. I mean, I don't do anything to it. I change the tires when they need to be, do all the maintenance, get, 0W40 every 4 to 5 months, oil change, lube, oil, and filter. Just do your basic service. Keep your vehicle good, But knock on wood, a year of ownership, and I've had no issues with this car whatsoever. So, or the electronics or anything. So, but I'm pretty sure, I remember B. Mason said that the newer models are better than the older ones, less issues, plus there's no recalls that I know of on this year, or I don't think anything beyond, I think it was 2008 to about 2015 or so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where the recalls were on the Scat Packs. And I think regular RTs had some, but that's just all research that I've done. That's what I found out. So, again, arm yourself with knowledge before you go and buy any car. Because I went in it kind of, I don't want to say ignorant or blind, but I didn't have the information that I have now. I should have done this first, before I would have bought 392 right away and not went for the RT Shaker just because I had more features. I would rather have a bare bone strip 392 than any 345 any day. Nothing wrong with a 5.7 and no hate on them. I drove one for years. They are great performing small block V8 engines, you know. But I like the big block. I like to have at least 500 horsepower, you know, ish, and you know that's what I like. Everybody likes something different, you know. That's about it. I'm just kind of tidbitting on some various topics relating to muscle cars. The car connects you to the culture, as I've said before, and the car connects you to the culture. And the culture is people that enjoy their muscle cars for more than just numbers at a drag strip or on the street. You know, it's not just about performance math. You know, it's a lifestyle. It's the car becomes part of you. It's not just an inanimate object, you know, or point A, point B, like non-enthusiasts. Now, most people are not enthusiasts and don't care. They'll just buy a Prius or a Subaru Forester or something and just go back and forth to work or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, you know. But I've just always been a muscle car head. I haven't always had a muscle car, but I've always been an enthusiast, and I've always loved drag racing. I've followed drag racing for years and years. Um, but you know, I just thought I would share some of these ideas, put some of myself out there, my own opinions and reactions today and on this video piece. And I hope that you're all being safe out there, and you know, in your muscle cars, performance cars, or whatever it is you drive. Be safe out there. Stay away from road rage. You know, don't engage. That's another thing that's ridiculous. There's a lot of issues going on with that out there as well, with people running their mouth to each other and random strangers in traffic for some reason, and they're having a bad day. Maybe their marriage isn't good. They're bound up. I don't know what their problem is, but some people just feel like they need to yell stuff out at people, random strangers in traffic. I don't know what their problem is. You don't get too much of that around here, but there is some. And actually, one resulted in a death one time. This woman followed this guy in traffic because he cut her off at a red light right on Main Street here in this town that I live in. This was about 10 years ago or so. And she followed him, signaled him to pull over. She got out and started running her mouth, and the guy pulled out a handgun and shot her and killed her right there, right on the street. He's still in prison. You know? But yeah, I mean, over a road rage incident. That's, you know, over what? They didn't even know each other. You know, I mean, it's totally ridiculous. You know, I'm a gun owner, I'm a hunter and all that, but I certainly don't pack everywhere I go. I don't pack heat. You know, I'm 6'2", 280. Most of the time I don't get messed with. And if I do, they're going to get messed up usually. So, you know, I'm not really afraid of people. But I don't go out looking for trouble either, you know. Some people are just, I don't know, man. They just feel the need to yell things out at strangers. Random things, you know. And online. Really bad online. Trash talk, oh my god, unreal, about automotive and about everything, you know. I guess they feel safe behind their little smartphone and, you know, or their PC or whatever, and they can just say things without accountability. I guess they can just say whatever they want, or if you see the person face to face, they don't say those things, you know. So it's totally ridiculous, this internet generation thing. I mean, yes, I'm part of it. I use it too, so I don't want to be a hypocrite or pot calling the kettle black, but just be careful with what you say out there online. You know, try to be respectful if you can. You can have a difference of opinion without insulting each other and things like that too. You know, so these are just my thoughts on muscle cars, performance cars in general, the automotive industry. There's a whole different topic there. A lot of people not happy with Stellantis, and I'm not either, because I don't like EVs. I don't even want to have anything to do with them. I don't care if they're faster. Don't care. I will never invest a dime of my money in that technology unless I absolutely have to. So that's just my opinion. You folks take it for what it's worth, and you have your own opinions as well. Everybody has a right to believe what they think is right. So I don't do politics, and I don't do controversial topics with sex, race, religion, or any of that stuff. Just like you were at a job, you don't talk about those things at a job or you get fired. I don't do that on my channel. I try not to talk. If somebody talks about it, I try to sidestep that and change the subject or whatever. Because all you're gonna do is, it's just like Brian Mason said, and I have a lot of respect for that guy. Not just with his knowledge, but as a person. Politics drive people apart. He was absolutely right when he said that, and they do. Politics drive people apart. Music brings people together, usually. So that's about it, folks. I just wanted to throw some of my ideas out there. Can like, subscribe, and comment below if you want. Your thoughts on the muscle car industry. I realize that the industry is going to be no more with everything going electric at some point here, which is ridiculous. As long as I can drive one of these muscle cars, I will drive one and own one forever until I'm underground. So that's just me. To each their own. You know what I'm saying? So keep watching my videos. Check out my channel. Scroll through the video history when you get time. And check out my music if you like hard rock music. I'm a hard rock artist. I've been a professional bassist for a long time, 30 plus years. But I'm also a songwriter. I play guitar. I play drums. I produce my own music as well, write my own songs. I have stuff on Reverb Nation you want to check out. Reverb Nation under Bass Lightning. So check out if you want my full production MP3s. You can go on that site. There's hundreds of thousands of bands on there from all over the world. Just look for me, Bass Lightning, and I've got a full set of fresh hard rock on there. And that's about it. Thank you, and we will see you out there on YouTube world. And keep watching my videos, and thank you for your time. Just remember, keep it loud, keep it heavy, and keep your throttle pedal pinned to the firewall. Pinned. Where it's safe. All right, later, man.